You know that it's fun to go out, except I never leave my house. I'm either at work or home, and it seems kind of pathetic just drinking alone. So if you got nothing going on, have some drinks with Ron.
Greetings, and welcome to Drinks with Ron. I'm Ron, and I think I'm going to have one more drink before bed, because I have to go to work tomorrow, and frankly, I hate my job enough that I drink too much. And I'm okay with that. So, I'm going to take the beer hammer, and instead of bashing my own skull in to save myself the agony of going to a job that slowly eats my soul from the inside, I'm going to use it to open a bottle of beer. This is Shipwrecked Cherry Wheat from Door County. So, you know, a Wisconsin brew, like I'm one to drink. I do remember when I was in broadcasting school, a mere 18 years old, buddy slash mentor of mine in my class, older guy, was from Sturgeon Bay, and he was heading back up for the weekend. One of my instructors gave him $5, yes, $5, to pick up a 6-pack of cherry beer, which at the time, you know, not really having access to liquor stores and such, was a mind-blowing thing to me. The craft beer movement was just kind of starting to take hold the few years before that, but nothing like it is now. Long story short, I couldn't believe there was such thing as cherry beer, and well, odds are he probably got something really close to this out of Door County. He may have got this exact 6-pack when he came back, for that matter. So yeah, I was hoping for a little more color, looking for some reddish, but it's called a Belgian dip. I'm not getting a heavy cherry smell on there, which isn't necessarily bad. We'll see what kind of flavor we get. Not a lot, nothing in the bottom, not a lot of sediment. Kind of surprised, frankly. Shipwrecked Cherry Wheat. It's an ale brewed and bottled by Shipwrecked, which I have never heard of. So hey, what the F? Let's give it a shot. Not too bad. If you're into that sort of different thing, I would recommend giving it a try. 6-pack at most. I don't think you need a case of this stuff, unless you try it out and find out you really like it. I'm okay with it. I got one in a sample 6er because I was already half in the bag and it looked fantastic at the time. Not getting a strong cherry flavor out of that at all. Frankly, by the color, I'm not overly surprised. But you hear the fan on my shitty computer going. It's trying to put some effects on a video I'm making. This last Drinks with Ron's killing me. See, there's a reason. I have a formula to the show, and I've said it 100 times, but I'm going to say it again. The goal is to be quick and efficient in production of the show, which means no script, no heavy production and effect. You get in, you hit record, you have a drink, you tell a story, you get out. Quick render job, quick upload, done deal. Well, now I've about more than quadrupled my upload speed, so now I'm waiting on this slow piece of shit. But anyway, it's been an eventful day in my house. My cat, Mr. Pants, frequent guest of the show and handsome furry man sitting over here trying to pretend like he doesn't hear me talking about him, spent a good 2 minutes this morning in the dryer. Now, I don't want to make light of that, because that had to suck. And frankly, it's a good thing for him that it was a full load in there. There was a lot of things to cushion. So I was thinking about it all day at work, going, man, she just dumped my cat. I'm gonna come home and he's gonna be wonky-eyed, walking sideways, meow. Like he's gonna be questioning if he should meow when I get home. But no, he was fine. Not only was he fine, but he was actually very soft and static free. So there's something to be said for dryer sheets. And that's not even a joke. This son of a bitch. I walked in and, I was feeling so bad because I was thinking about it all day at work. So I walked in. The first thing I do is pet him and I'm like, damn, your fur is soft, dude. So whatever it was working for him. I mean, I'm not going to recommend you get a dryer sheet and throw your cat in there with the bastard, but if you do, he's going to be soft. I'm just saying. So we were sitting down here watching TV a little while ago, and I started laughing, just kind of out of nowhere. And everybody's like, what? I just get this mental picture of him being in the dryer as it's tumbling in, because he's trying to right himself and get cats on that can land on their feet, but you ain't got a hope in hell landing on your feet when your whole world's constantly doing a 360 on you. So I started laughing uncontrollably, just thinking how desperately he was trying to get oriented. But I know Mr. Pants would be okay, because this isn't Mr. Pants's first tangle with disaster. The first one came many years back, living in the old house where this show originated. I was going to work in the morning. You get up, you're kind of out of it. You go through the kitchen, go through the motions, you look in the fridge, blah, blah, blah. You wander around, you finally get your shit together, you go back to the fridge. Well, at one point, I opened the fridge door, only to see on the bottom shelf of the fridge, my cat. Sitting there on the shelf. I opened the door. He was ready to leave. He had been in there a while. I can't frankly say for a fact how long he was in there, but given the fact I was the first person in the house that was up, I had either gone to the fridge earlier in the morning and he snuck in while I had the door open and I shut it on him, or he was in there all night. I do know when I picked him up, he was very cold. So he had been in there for a while, one way or the other. But hey, he's got thick, handsome fur, and he came out of it just fine. His next tangle with disaster, this little bastard likes chewing through screens to try to get outside, which A, pisses me off, B, requires that he gets a bath as soon as I get him back in the house, and C, can really suck if you do it from the second floor, which he did. So, second story, he chews through the screen, decides he's going to walk out to freedom, and falls 12 feet into a pile of dirt. And I have to find him outside the next day because he was out there all night, probably panicked and injured, but none the worse for wear. Mr. Pants, he is a trooper. But this latest thing with the dryer, that's got to be the toughest one he's went through. Oh, wait. There was one that was worse. Ooh, I am starting to get a little bit of the cherry bitter. I think the palate just needed to be cleansed. And the more of this I drink, I'm getting a slight cherry flavor. And I do see a tiny reddish tinge to this. But anyway, Mr. Pants' worst tangle with disaster. Sitting in the living room at the old house, and he come walking up out of the basement. The only problem was, he come walking up sideways. stumbling sideways, literally cross-eyed. He zigzagged across the kitchen floor, walked out to the living room, fell over, laid on the floor. And I went, oh shit, my cat's dead. So I go over, it's like cross-eyed and stumbling, laying on the floor, motionless, like still, like a little fucking kitty corpse, just laying there, and purring uncontrollably. So, whatever he got into that halfway killed him must have felt real good. He laid there and purred motionless for a half hour, to the point where I actually called the vet and said, what could my cat have done? Well, is there poison around? I said, well, there shouldn't be. I mean, we're in a farmhouse. There is mouse poison around, but I don't think there's anything he could get to. Well, do you have plants? Yeah, I have big hanging plants like the ivy. Like, oh, did he eat that? I don't think so. Well, if he did, that's poisonous to them, so the closest we figure, he started gnawing on one of my house plants and got really high. Because Mr. Pants is yes, you, come up here. Come on, it's your episode. Get up here. Oh, he's laying on the floor looking handsome. So yeah, whatever it was, he was getting off on it pretty good. Mr. Pants is a little druggy. One time we left. Yeah, okay, come on. Come on, you handsome little static-free man. Come up. There he is. So, we left for the weekend. And, as people do. And, well, this guy had to stay home. And I had a big bag of catnip on top of the fridge. Like a foil bag sealed up catnip from the store. And when we got home, there was catnip everywhere. From the fridge, he pulled it down, shredded it open. It was all over the counter, all over the floor, covering the kitchen. And all I could think was, cat party. Cat party. Meow, 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 meow. If you don't know the song, Google it. I used it as a ringtone for about 2 years. And to finish on a cat party note, it was my text message sound for quite some time, and at one point we were in the hospital in Madison, so I turned my phone off because we're in the ICU. You don't want to be that dick. You're sitting there as there are people clinging to life, and all of a sudden, cat party, meow, 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 meow. So I couldn't do that, so I had to turn my phone off. Long story short, I have to take a shit. So I go down the hallway, because I've been hanging out in the ICU. I haven't had a chance. This one's backed up. It's gonna be violent. So I thought, let's get further down the hall, because if I do this too close, someone could die. And that would be my fault. Can you imagine taking a dump so horrible you stink everything up and you start hearing flat lines? So, and I'm not even joking about that. That was literally a concern of mine. So I go down the hall and I find like this bathroom right in the hallway, and it's all tiled. Tile bathroom. So I'm like, alright, well, I'll turn my phone on, I'll take my gratifying dump, and I'll go back to the ICU. So I turn my phone on, I go about my business, and I had a bunch of unreceived text messages. So the first one comes in. Cat party! So I start digging around in my pants, trying to find my cell phone that's in my pocket. Then the next message comes in. Cat party! The tile bathroom. This thing is reverberating. It's so damn loud. Like, I might as well have had it hooked up to a boombox. Then the third message comes in. So now I'm taking the most horrible burly dump you can imagine. Like, it's leaving fumes in the air. You can actually see the residuals. Cat Party is going off repeatedly over and over, amplified by the tile walls in this bathroom. And this bathroom isn't like, regular, it's right in the middle of a hallway. So there are people just walking by as Cat Party repeatedly goes off with a horrible stench following it. And I thought, oh God, I gotta walk out of this room. And it's like, yes, I'm the smelly Cat Party guy. Oh, well, don't shake my hand. I don't blame you. So, that being said, I think I'm going to switch my ringtone back to Cat Party and then get to bed. So for Drinks with Ron and the Shipwrecked Cherry Wheat Ale, I'm Ron, signing off.